Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's Priestess Melissa here on Truth Queen Be Told. How are you? Thought I was all set up there. Sorry, my apologies. So good to see you today, guys. Thank you so much for those who are joining me. We're going to get our spirit animal messages out today and see what is going on for us. All right, how are you doing? I hope well. Guys, if you need any help with your immune system, don't forget to reach out for the Four Thieves vinegar and oil. Right now I do still have some, but who knows how long that'll last. All right, Great Spirit, thank you so much for joining me into the center of this circle, setting my ego to the outside, honoring you and the messages that are meant to come through today for the highest good of all. Blessings and thank you so much, Great Spirit. So it is, so it is, so it is. All right, let's do it, guys. What kind of energies are you feeling today, or what kind of animals are you connecting with? You guys may have heard my cool story not too long ago when I was standing outside. I was talking in regards to my house. I was actually doing some talk about the refinance for my house, and the hummingbird showed up outside of my or in my backyard, and I was just like, wow, this is obviously a confirmation, knowing that the animal cards, say that this is miracles. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So things are starting to go more in my favor is really more what I was feeling. Do you guys ever feel that when you see animals and stuff, and you know what kind of energies are connected with those, and then you see the message and it's just like, wow, this is pretty awesome that Spirit would choose to connect with me in this way. Thank you so much. Hi, is that Sandy that's there? I can't see any names yet up on the screen, but thank you for the likes and the love. I appreciate that. All right, let's get into our message today and see what's going on, guys. I seem to be feeling like more of this kind of stoic energy, like we're just determined, like moving forward. It's like we're preparing for these like colder months, if you will, or maybe you know that things aren't necessarily going to be particularly easy, coming up, and you're just preparing for winter, kind of like how we would do in that instance, as far as getting our clothing, making sure we have enough food, wood for the fire and those kinds of things. We don't have to quite, go out and do the things we used to, like hunting and gathering and stuff like that. Things are a lot more easier in that sense. Ooh, elk and nobility. Very interesting that this comes out right now. Goose and inner knowing. All right, so we're really tapping into this higher state of knowing and being, but really like challenging ourselves, I feel, to, oh, hi, good to see you. Beautiful. I'm so glad you were able to join, because I know it's so much different in your time zone, Sandy. So I'm always thrilled to see you on here when you're able to join. Thank you so much. Elk and nobility, very interesting. I love this card. Really is talking about, I feel like, these challenges, these mountains, right, that we're working to move through. The antlers are always said, as far as for the animal spirits, especially with elk, they catch those messages. They're the antenna that are able to reach up and receive what we need, right? To move through these challenges is what I'm feeling today. Again, this is that moving into those winter months. You can see the snow there on the mountain, right? So we are preparing to move into any kind of times within our lives. Lots of chills today with that. But the bugle call, it's like, what are we calling for? What is truly in our heart, in our soul? Because this outer form that we wear, it's just a covering. Even, this hair, all of this, but who are you really inside that's really reaching to call out and be who you truly are today? You know what I mean? This inner knowing that wants to come forward here today and fly free, to soar higher, right? To soar over those mountains even, perhaps. So there's a lot of energy here coming through with the blue, the groundedness, speaking your truth, that throat chakra. Also with this groundedness, with this brown energy and this golden, yellow energy, the solar plexus. So these cards today say, celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. powerful forces guide you, and your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. So you do have this ability to move through those mountains, but it does take going within and really catching everything that you need, right? Really getting still, really getting quiet and listening, and then calling out and knowing who it is, that you are, and moving forward with that strength and that endurance. You are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way, right? You have these inner knowings within yourself, and it's really just more about trusting those. Be confident you will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Do not worry. You are blessed. Let yourself fly is what it says. All right. So we're not only getting grounded, but we're getting ready to fly. We talked about this energy not too long ago, learning to fly, right? Getting those sea legs about you, if you will, or your ground legs, your sky legs, whatever you want to call it, right? But you're really tapping into this newfound energy, I feel, that you haven't experienced before. So it really is a different and interesting dynamic that's coming through. Let's get some cards around this situation and see what is going on here today. Yeah, I really feel like there's this wanting to come together, because when it talks about the elk and the nobility, and it talks about the bugle call, and that's when they're calling in their mate and things of that nature. But this is really, like calling ourselves back to wholeness, really connecting with ourselves in that way that really allows us to rise higher, you know what I mean? And that's not always easy to do, to work through our emotions, to come to terms with things that we know are more right for us, to stand, again, be noble, right? Be humble with humility, understanding what has happened. And it's not always the easiest thing to do, right? To accept the way that things truly are. But when we can do that, we really will tap into what is true, and it will not hold us back from what is truly ours. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. Thank you for showing me, Grade 1. I appreciate you. I honor you. Yeah. Ooh, we talked about that. The inner knowing, right? Tapping into that solar plexus energy. Well, you can't really do that when you're, messing with people or in situations that are not of a higher nature, not of a noble nature, if you will. So if you're considering like entertaining people who you may feel are questionable, you might want to rethink that, all right? Really heal your heart at this time. Focus on that. That is really important. Your spiritual strength, both of those seem to be in the tank at the moment. The heart and the spiritual strength. Wow. Green energy there. We need to get that balance in the middle aspect of our being. If this isn't balanced, everything is going to be unbalanced. You know what I mean? And spirit is not going to be able to support you. This is what you're going for, though. Definitely moving out of that dark night energy. You do want to be triumphant. You don't want to be heartbroken. I do feel that energy coming through today. But it is a choice, right? We have to use our will to move past all of these conflicts, the defeats, the things that have happened that did not turn out the way that we wanted them to, that maybe really took a hit on us. But look at this, the reason for the reading. We're grounding ourselves and building that passion, if you will. Once again, we were talking about that solar plexus energy, grounding, so you can then tap into that energy and reignite all of that, that deeper aspect of yourself, the spiritual part of yourself that you really need to reconnect with to feel whole again. And that's what this is talking about with this solar plexus energy, right? Reigniting that today, because that's exactly where that is. That's the Holy Grail, if you will. All right, guys, so filling your own heart space and being more concerned about that and being happy. The universe is here to support you and helping you to move forward for sure. But are you ready? Are you ready to face what you need to and move out of these situations, right? all of us have to go through this time frame. We're moving out of this Mercury retrograde period too. So now it's time to take action. And what do we want to do? It's not just about staying in our heads any longer. How we may see the situation, things didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. We didn't see the fruits of our labor. We didn't feel fulfilled. But how long are we going to stay in that energy? Do we want to drown perhaps? Because look at the water. The water should be flowing the other way. We don't want to drown in all that could have been, if you will, all the potential, all right? Now is the time to build those firm foundations, right? That mountain. Use the mountain as your strength as opposed to seeing it as an obstacle in your way, is what I feel this is saying today, and is how you can look at those outside energies. Hopes, wishes, and fears is that you don't want to be thrown off of your stability, your groundedness. You know what I mean? You want to have that firm foundation, but perhaps you are afraid that it's not possible to have that with someone else, you know, and that could be that energy, or if someone is in your energy right now, because that is a possibility based on what I'm seeing. And also because this card says we need to move on. But even if they're not physically here, right? Look at this. Same kind of energy with that darkness behind him, but he's got his back to it, and that's exactly what we need to do. Have our back to this darkness, the bugle cry or the bugle call, like with the elk, the nobility. Again, you have to be resolute about moving towards what is going to be best for you. You hear the call. You know what is the best way to go, and Spirit is really, you know, they're never going to force you, but they're really encouraging you. They're showing you that you can have so much more success. You know that because this is in your heart space, that victorious success, that you have to see that is possible for you and move past any of these situations that cause you to take a tank, right, in your energy, because that is no bueno, as they say, no bueno. That means no good in Spanish, but no bueno. All right, so elk and nobility, yeah, do you see this now? It's like you know whoever this is or whatever this situation is, even if it's subtle, that it's not the right situation for you. It does nothing but, you know, end up keeping you stuck and feeling. Yeah, and communication came out today, so maybe like you can't really speak how you feel. Wonder how that other person is feeling. Ask them. Wish they knew how you were feeling. Tell them. You have been drafted into the communication army, where there is a strict do ask, do tell policy, because usually it's a don't ask, don't tell. Interesting. Speak with kindness and gentleness and reach an understanding. If you don't, assumption will just make asses of everyone, including the person who came up with that aphorism. All right, so I really tap into this whole with the military aspect coming through here. Yeah, like we can be a hard ass and we can, you know, speak really strongly towards people, but we get a lot more, as they say, with honey, right? And wars never really accomplished anything but more destruction. So why not move towards that communication aspect of things and just ask? And if that person isn't willing to communicate with you, you know, and in the proper way, then maybe it's time to move forward and not be in that entanglement any longer. So engagement says, today I make a conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I will take a new route to work and talk to strangers. I will smell flowers and pet dogs and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not in a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average. And at the most, I will have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. All right? So just go out and do what feels right to you. And if it doesn't feel right, be willing to move on, right? You have the ability to stand in your power. You have an army of angels behind you, and you don't need to, you know, enact an army of energy within yourself, this, you know, strong energy to be able to get everything done. Move forward, if it's not the right situation for you, and know that you are going to be supported in everything you do. The universe has assured you of that by being here as you make that choice to move forward and heal your heart and heal your spirit today. Love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow for Witchy Woman Wednesday. And thank you so much always for your likes, shares, and comments, your subscriptions, your hitting the bell, whatever you do to support me. I truly appreciate all of you. It helps other people to get the messages, and you are amazing. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. Bye.